Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I will start a new thread to teach Excel, a software that is commonly used. In the videos of this thread, I will cover all the commonly used functions of Excel. Excel is a spreadsheet program developed by Microsoft. Some key things to know about Excel: it is used to organize, analyze and store data in tables and perform calculations using formulas. Data is contained in cells organized in rows and columns. Each cell has a unique address or reference such as A1, B2, etc. Formulas can be created to perform calculations on data by referencing cells. Formulas start with an equal sign equals. Excel allows for analysis of data using pivot tables, sorting, filtering charts, etc. It offers a variety of predefined formulas called functions for tasks like finding averages, calculating sums, counting cells, etc. Excel files are called workbooks and can contain multiple sheets. It uses a proprietary file format with .xlsx extension. It is widely used in businesses, schools and homes for tasks ranging from accounting, data analysis, tracking information, creating budgets, visualization of data, and more. It is a versatile program and a key component of the Microsoft Office suite of productivity apps. So in summary, Excel is a powerful and widely used spreadsheet application that helps users organize, analyze, and present data in tables through calculations, formulas, and data visualization tools. Okay, now what we see is the Excel interface. Excel files are basically composed of small squares you see on the screen, and each square is commonly referred to as a cell. Cells can be used to enter date or set formulas in addition. It has a very important feature, that is, each cell is like a coordinate on a map. They all have a specific reference position. The reference position is shown in the upper left corner of the interface. For example, the reference position of this cell is D5. And the reference position of this cell is F7. Okay, let's try to create a simple data table. I will place the mouse cursor on cell A1 and randomly enter a title, for example, ABC Food Company. You will notice that the title text exceeds the boundary of cell I1, but we can resolve this issue in a moment after entering. We can press the Enter key on the keyboard. So the selected box will move to the cell below, can then enter the column titles of the table, such as order number. And after typing this column title, I want the cursor to move to the right cell to conveniently enter the title of the next column. So this time we don't press the Enter key, but the Tab key on the keyboard, so the selection box can move to the right. By the way, if you want the selection box to move left, you can click Shift plus Tab on the keyboard. So remember everyone, after data entry is complete, press Tab key to move the selection box to the right, Shift plus Tab to go back to the left. Press Enter key to go down. In fact, you can also directly use the up, down, left, and right direction keys on the keyboard to control the movement of the selection box. Next, I will take some time to complete the entry of all column titles. Okay, when we have created these titles, you must feel that the title texts look very crowded. So next we will look at how to adjust width and height. In Excel it is very simple to adjust a single column width and row height. You just need to directly drag the dividing line between the title columns, pull the column to the height and width you want. And there is a handy trick here, that is, Excel can automatically adjust the column width to match the length of the text in the column. For example, I want the width of column F just match the width of the character's total amount. I can directly double-click on the dividing line between column F and G. The column width will automatically shrink. Similarly, the text in cell A1 exceeds the boundary of column, so I just double-click on the dividing line between column A and B. The width of column A will automatically expand. However, we usually don't put such big titles in the corner of the table, but place them in the middle of the entire table if you have some concept of word. The word processing software, you may think of the center line button. Indeed, after selecting the title column with the mouse, we can click the center button to align the text to the center of the cell. However, this operation cannot move the big title to where I want it. Therefore, in Excel spreadsheet design, we often use a feature called Merge and Center. That is, merge several cells. Then place the title text in the middle of the merged cell. And this operation is very simple. You just need to first select the columns you want to merge. Then click Merge and Center in the menu above. In addition, if you want to undo the Merge and Center effect, you just need to click the same button again to restore the cells. Of course, we can also do some simple embellishment of the title text. For example, I can slightly enlarge the text, make the text bold, change the background color of the cell, change the text color. Of course, we can also change the font of the title. Excel even provides some simple design templates for you to quickly apply. For example, I can select the second row of titles and select cell styles to apply my preferred design. Then a common question that many Excel beginners ask is how to set the same width for multiple inconsistent columns. I think the easiest way is that you can directly select these columns of inconsistent widths. Then, move the mouse cursor to the dividing line between any of them and drag. And when you release the mouse, the widths of all columns will become the same. This operating technique also applies to adjusting row height. Next, let's look at the skills for entering numbers or serial numbers in Excel. Under Order Number, I randomly enter a number, such as T01, and press Enter on the keyboard to jump to the cell below. At this time, I can choose to continue manually entering the second number, T02, or you can use a more efficient way. That is, directly move the mouse cursor to the bottom right corner of the number column. The cursor will now change to a black cross. Then you can hold down the left mouse button and drag down. Excel can automatically generate a number series for you. What's more interesting is Excel can also automatically generate a series with the same interval based on a set of numbers you entered. For example, if I want the order numbers to increase by odd numbers, like T01 then T03, followed by T05 and so on, I can first enter T01 and T03 in the column, then use the mouse to select both cells to let Excel determine the difference between these two numbers. Then we drag the control point at the bottom right corner of the column down again, and we can generate an incrementing odd number series. As for entering dates, Excel also has some very handy tricks. First, I would suggest Excel beginners follow the date format that Excel can recognize when entering dates. That is, use slashes to separate year, month, and day. And do not use other symbols, like commas, decimal points, or native characters, etc. Using Excel date format has an advantage that these dates can be calculated with time functions and can also switch date formats. Let me demonstrate by changing the date format. If I want to change the display of the date to show in native language or English, I can right-click in the column and execute Format Cells, then click Date in the left side of the dialog box. This way we can select the desired date format in the column on the right side. After setting, press the OK button at the bottom. Now there is a very common problem, that is, all the data in the column suddenly turns into hash symbols. And the reason is actually because the text in the column is too long, exceeding the width of the column itself. The solution is also very simple. You just need to move the mouse over the title dividing line above the column and double-click the left mouse button to automatically adjust the column width. and this will resolve the issue. Here I will introduce a very handy shortcut that is. If you need to enter today's date in a column, you can directly press Ctrl+ on the keyboard, then press Enter. In addition, dates can also be like normal values. They can be automatically filled in other dates by dragging the control point at the bottom right corner of the cell. And in this small button next to it, we can set different fill options such as fill months, fill years, etc. Here I will restore it to fill with number series and copy out all the date columns at the same time. I use the previous format cells command to unify the date format. Next, I'm going to enter some data in the product column. When you are creating data, if some data has repetitive attribute tests, for example, the names I am entering now just happen to be one of tea, sesame, corn, I can right-click directly in the column and select Pick from drop-down list. This way I can select the item I want from the pop-up menu. Saves some data entry time. Okay, after completing the product column, I also spent some time entering the unit price and quantity. Finally, let's set up a simple Excel formula. Let's take the total amount as an example. If we use a traditional calculator, Harivaran should probably directly press for 5 multiplied by 30. Then press an equals button to calculate the answer. The Excel formula is very similar to this calculation. The only difference is that we need to put the equals symbol at the very beginning of the values. In addition, we also need to replace the price and quantity values with their reference positions, that is, replace the 45 in the unit price column with D3, and replace the 30 in the quantity column with E3. This way we can witness Excel's amazing computing power later. Perhaps the above explanation is a bit complex for beginners, but it is very simple to actually enter. Let's try it out. To manually enter any reference positions on the keyboard, we just need to directly click with the mouse in the price column we want to calculate. Excel will automatically bring in its reference position. Next, we press the multiplication key on the keyboard. That is the asterisk on the numeric keypad. Then click the quantity column again. Finally, we press Enter to complete this formula. Note here that after we create a formula in the table will directly display the answer calculated by the formula. If you want to modify the formula, you can select the cell and edit the formula in the formula bar above. Or you can double-click the column to edit the formula in the cell. And Excel formulas work just like text. They can be copied and pasted, and this is the most important feature of Excel. Let's try it out. For cell F3, right-click, copy, then right-click cell F for below, and execute. Right-click, paste. You will find something very interesting here. Excel did not directly copy the amount 1350 to the cell below, but copied the formula of this cell down. And more importantly, Excel did not rigidly use the original D3xe3 formula but very smartly adjusted it, automatically correcting it to D4xe4. For the cells below, we don't need to copy and paste one by one. We can refer to the previous method of copying number series and dates. Directly drag down the control point at the bottom right corner of the cell and it can calculate all the columns at once. Finally, I select all the price columns and select the Format drop-down menu above to apply currency. If you don't need extra decimal places, you can click the Decrease Decimal button to remove these decimals. As for the total amount column, it can also apply the same currency format. So when the price column is still selected, we can click the Format Painter button in the top left corner. Then use the mouse to select the total amount column. This will copy the currency format over. The above is today's Excel Basics introduction. Hope it helps friends who are new to Excel. See you next time. Bye.